Everyone knows now. This morning, I awoke to a phone call from our publicist, telling me that later today she'd be issuing a statement confirming my breakup. I didn't bother to proofread the statement she emailed me, considering just the thought of it makes me want to vomit. It's strange enough to have a publicist, let alone have my breakup be officially announced. I feel like Khloe Kardashian right now, not in the lavishly rich and enviable way, but in a get ready for everyone to judge kind of way. The truth is, though our split may come as a shock to strangers, it's been a long time coming. For the 9 months we were engaged, I'd say 4 of them were blissfully happy, about 3 of them were filled with tense up and downs, and the remaining 2, well, those 2 months were just pure torture. We had gone from completely smitten and in love to hating each other. I guess that's what happens when you're in a roller coaster relationship, filled with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. My relationship changed so drastically in such a short amount of time, just like my life has. Once upon a time, I was just a normal girl from Alpharetta, Georgia, who'd been plucked from obscurity and put on a dating show. But now, I'm a public figure who's gone from single to engaged and back to single. But it's not just my Facebook status that's changed. It's my identity as well. Also, my social media has taken on a life of its own. I used to hope that the number of likes on my Instagram photos would hit double digits. Now, I just hope my thousands of followers don't notice that I've used a filter to cover up my latest blemish. Secondly, I now have to be aware of those blemishes whenever I go out in public, because I'm always at risk of being snapped by a lurking paparazzi. I can't even believe I'm saying the word paparazzi in reference to myself, but it's true. Every so often, I'll see a photo in a magazine of me and number 26 grocery shopping or exiting a restaurant or even walking the dog. Sometimes I spot the shooter, but usually I didn't even notice they were hiding in the bushes, snapping away. From strangers coming up to me on the street or at the mall, to free meals and red carpets, all the notoriety made me feel uncomfortable. Though I was flattered that people were so supportive, I didn't feel worthy of the attention. It wasn't as if I was a person with talent to be admired or performing a service to making the world a better place. Instead, I was just a random girl who had made out with multiple men on national television. That was it. While I struggled with the attention, number 26 relished it. He thrived in the spotlight. This didn't bother me at first. In fact, I had wanted it for him. I wanted him to have the spotlight that he had missed out on all his life, since his younger brother had gained notoriety as a college and then professional athlete. But with the help of one reality television show and a very public engagement, he was no longer second fiddle, and I couldn't have been happier for him. We had agreed to balance our newfound fame by laying down some ground rules when it came to fans and photos. I guess I should say he decided to lay down some rules. Rule number 1 was that I was not to take photos with other men. Though I found this request a bit alarming, the fact that 99.7% of people actually wanting photos were young girls made it a pretty easy rule to follow, along with the fact that I didn't really care about taking photos with men and had just gotten engaged before millions of viewers, the blinding ring on my finger serving as a convenient reminder. Rule number 2 was mutually agreed upon. No photos at dinner. We decided that dinner was a time for the 2 of us to enjoy, and any fan photos could wait until after. These rules worked for a while, but as our relationship deteriorated, I started to notice their enforcement becoming more lax. Photos of 26 with a bevy of girls began popping up on social media, and he had gone from a man preaching the value of privacy to a man who not only obliged photo requests during dinner, but went so far as to offer them. The more attention we got, the more I began to question what he loved most, the fame or me. My wish for him to have a spotlight had backfired, and I questioned if this new status as a celebrity had changed him, or if this was the person behind the megawatt smile all along. I guess I'll find out now that our breakup news is out. In an attempt to avoid reality, I've decided to stay away from the internet and all forms of social media. But as the moments pass, I suspect the announcement has officially gone public, because my phone has begun blowing up. One after another, the texts and calls pour in. I'm actually worried it might catch fire. Some of the calls and texts are from friends, others from acquaintances so distant I don't even have so much as their names stored in my phone. All of them asking if the rumors are true, how I'm doing, what happened, and who dumped whom. My closest family members and friends already know, but now it feels as though the entire world knows too. I can't find the courage or energy to respond to the texts. What would I even say? I feel so incredibly embarrassed right now that I just want to get back in bed, curl into a ball, and hide under the fluffy down comforter. And as much as I wish this entire breakup could be handled privately, I know it can't. I forfeited that luxury by getting to do all the amazing things I did, and now I must pay the price. And that means I must get ready for some judgment and criticism. You'd think by now I'd be used to the insults strangers seem to constantly hurl my way, but I'm not.